and welcome back to Viewer Fat Rats. I'm Martin.
And I'm Archon George.
So we've got George and Realspaceraider back again.
Boom, with a t-shirt this time. If you reckon it.
If you haven't checked it already, make sure you check our latest What's On video, which we've just filmed. Which we talk about George and his LGT.
I did rubbish.
Yeah. Going undefeated. So, we're back again with the Drukhari.
Yep.
And this time we've got me doing the Custodes for a change.
Love Custodes.
Yes. Because, when I went at LGT, I never had Warhammer World.
Yep.
I came back with telemons. So, it's time to bang them out. I thought, who else is better shove some shiny, big, nasty guns out?
Yeah.
Rather than some filthy, dirty house.
Drukhari, yeah.
Yes.
They look really good. They look intimidating. They got the guns, not the fists. The fists aren't so scary for me. The guns are very scary for
I've
me.
got two fists, magpies, but they've left off.
Yeah.
I thought, what's better to hit against vehicles?
Guns.
Storm cannons.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got 2,000 point game today, playing mission Battle Alliance.
Yep.
Because tomorrow we're going to a tournament at Red Roof, and the second mission is Battle Alliance.
Yep. The one that you don't score many on.
No.
Yeah.
Dodgy mission.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we've actually got each other the first game.
Yeah.
Potentially I was going to use Space Rules, but I'm like, I'm not faking using Space Rules against this.
You got to face me tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow is Space Rules when it matters.
Yeah. This doesn't matter.
He's going down finally. So let's take a look at the armor list. So we'll start with the Custodes. Hopefully I get this right. It's been a while since I played Custodes. I think 8th edition was the last time I played them. Because I like my Jetbike list. We're going with something different. So my list is 1998 points on the dot. I'm starting on 9 command points. So I'm playing a single battalion. And it's going to be the Shadowkeepers. So I get access to the 1 CP strat of making an attack or weapon -1 strength. We'll check a wording on it.
Yeah, so I think it's like attacks against that unit are -1 strength.
There you go. So my Warlord is the Unstoppable Shield Captain. So he's a Captain Commander with the +2 runes. So he's 9 runes. Warlord trait is the 5 up feel no pain, superhuman creation, something along those lines. And he's got the relic for the 3 up involve and reroll charges. He's also rocking his Misericordia for 3 points, stagger, and a Sabo launcher. I'm going to try that out.
That's the rocket launcher, isn't it?
Yes. Can do a melter shot or a spread shot.
Good stuff.
So fuck it, let's try it. So then I've also got Captain Trajann, just a standard, because he's going to sit next to some big shiny rerolls.
Give him all the rerolls.
Well, we still got it.
Yeah.
I don't know how long for, but we'll see. So then to troops, I've got 3 lots of 3 guard, all with Guardian Spears. Mostly for points and models. I haven't actually got all swords and shields, so I'm playing Misericordia as best as I can. And then into fast attack, I have a unit of 4 Jetbikes, all with Hurricane Bolters. Love my Jetbikes.
Me too, man.
I used to run a whole list of them,
Yeah.
but I'm trying something else out here. So then finally in the list, 3 Telemon Dreadnoughts.
3 telemons.
Yes. I paid the money for them. They're not 3D printed, so...
Yeah. You went to old Warhammer World, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it properly.
Yeah.
So we were rocking 1 with double storm cannons, 1 with a storm cannon and the accelerator gun. I can't pronounce it.
Ionic accelerator or something like that.
Yes. And then a 3rd one with double accelerator. So I've got 3 of each guns in there. So it's nice.
That's a lot of DACA.
Storm cannons reroll all rune rolls against vehicles.
Which I've got a few of.
Yes. And the other ones are just nasty at killing.
Yep.
Strength 7 -3, 2 damage, I believe.
Very good.
Lots of shooty.
Yeah.
So for this mission, I've taken the second days to the last, which is why I've got 3 telemons. Stranglehold, because it's a 4 objective game, and all the Jetbikes, infantry, and characters have ult-second Custodes.
Yep.
But not the Dreadnoughts. And I've gone for Assassinate, because George has 3 characters, 2 of which I know will want to be in my face.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they've actually said they want some Custodes meat to take back to Camorra.
Yes. But it's fine, because as Paddy always says now, since LGT, I'm Mr. 4-up.
Yeah, Captain 4-up.
Yeah. So all I got to do is keep going 4-ups.
And the entire army has 4-ups.
Yeah, so I'm not going to lose.
Oh.
Simple as that.
It's mathematically impossible.
No.
Yeah.
So with that, let's look at the Drukhari list.
So yeah, Drukhari list today. I've got something really different for you because I wanted to have a bit of a laugh as we go into the event tomorrow, and just off my exceptional record at LGT, I felt like taking my quote-unquote off-meta list that went 5-0 at LGT was a bit hardcore. So I decided to shelve that for the time being because this is going to be a local event. There's only like 14 players, and I think 10 of them are like mates of ours. So
yeah, I think like 6 are down as bugle black reps.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring something a bit more. Drukhari is not the only army I've got painted, and it's my favourite army. So I still wanted to play them. I know, yes, they're very powerful, but I wanted to bring something a bit more fun. So I'm bringing a Highlander list for you today. So it's really interesting. I've got a Real Space Raid, because Real Space Raiders. I have a Blackheart Archon with the Jin Blade, a Blast Pistol, and Hatred Eternal, so he rerolls all hits and wounds because he hates everyone.
Yep.
Then I've got a Master Homunculus. Oh, that's a Master Archon as well. All my characters are Masters. So I've got a Master Archon. I've got a Master Homunculus, the Alchemical Maestro they're called. So you've got to kill him twice because he gets back up, which is cool. He's got the Poisonous Ampule. So that's once per game I lob poison vial at you. On a 2+ take D3 mortals, regardless of if I hit you, you don't generate or benefit from aura effects until my next turn. So it shuts down auras.
Yeah, for 1 unit though, yeah.
1 unit, yeah. So for 1 unit. So if I chucked it at Trajann, his reroll 1s to wound and hit would be shut down for a turn, which would be really good.
Shield Captain comes in and saves the day.
Yeah, there you go. So he's pretty cool. That's him. His Warlord trait is Twisted Reanimator. So every command, at the start of each command phase, he picks a rack unit within 6, and he regenerates D3 of them. So D3 racks get back up, which is really good. Then I have a Master Succubus for the Curse Blade obsession, which gives me +1 strength and bounce mortals back at my opponent on a 6 to save. And she has the Triptych Whip, which is an amazing relic. You see it all over the place. It gives her 10 attacks, and they're all poisons. They wound on 2s, and they're -3 AP and flat 2 damage. She also has Precision Blows, so any 6s she gets to hit, she causes 2 mortals immediately, but you don't get to roll then for the attack, it just stops. So any 6s to hit cause 2 mortals. So she's really good. Then for my troops, I've got 1 of each, because everything's 1, so there can only be 1. I've got a unit of Trueborn, which obviously Blackheart. They are with the usual loadout, so 2 blasters and a Dark Lance. I have a unit of Blood Brides with a Shardnet and Impaler. They have the Adrenalite drug, so they get +1 attack, because the Curse Blade gives them +1 strength anyway, so each Blood Bride is rocking 5 attacks at strength 4, and any 6s they get to wound are AP 4.
That's all right.
Is that right?
It's all right. I don't mind.
Yeah, you've got Captain 4 up here, so AP means nothing. And then I have a unit of Homoxites, which are going to be hugging my Homunculus all day long, and they have 2 Ossifactors, a Hex Rifle, and the Akathist has a Electrocorrosive Whip, which doubles the amount of attacks she gets. It's like an Agonizer, but you get 6 attacks. I say it gets 6 attacks. So they're pretty good, they're pretty beefy. Homoxites you don't see very often. They're not kind of that popular. They're still really good, they're really durable, especially with the Homunculus that regenerates them. So they get 5-up invul, well they get +1 to their invul saves. On turn 4, they got to a 4-up invul, which is crazy, and they still get 5-up, but I feel no pain. And the first attack they fail to save, each phase becomes damage 0.
Nice.
So they just go tank that one, throw it away, and then any other attacks they take, obviously they get the feel no pain saves on. So that's that, and then I have, for transports, I have 1 Raider, and I have 1 Venom. They are both in my Blackheart. And then I have 3 heavy supports, and my 3 heavy supports are a Reaper from Forge Road, which you don't really see very often, and that's in my Coven of the Dark Technomancer, so I can overcharge the Reaper. Kill myself. And then I have a Ravager with 3 Dark Lances, because why not? They're really good, especially in Blackheart with that reroll hits. And then I have the big boy himself.
Finally.
The Tantalus, which you don't see very often, but it's a beautiful model, and it took me the best part of 3 months to get mine painted and sorted out, and I've used it in like 1 game, and he got killed turn 1. and then I started playing my talents and stuff. But I'm hoping this game he's in orbit at the moment, so he's going to come down and hopefully do some damage. And then I have 2 fast attack choices. I have a unit of 10 Hellions, and I have a unit of 6 Reavers, and I have a unit of 5 Mandrakes, and a Court of the Archon, an actual Court of the Archon, with 2 Slith and 3 Urgle.
Interesting.
And that's it. That is it. I think it's like 1996 or something like that. But yeah, should we go? Oh, I've got a unit of Incubi as well. I forgot the Incubi. Yeah. Just a unit of 5 Incubi. They don't do much. No one knows about them. No.
So that's Drukhari. Very beautiful looking army. So make sure you check out Archon George, or maybe Master Archon George now.
I might change it. Yeah, I think
we'll put his Instagram down below. Go check out his painting updates and stuff like that on there.
Yeah, I'm a bit more active on there now. LGT's gone. I'm starting to paint again now rather than
So what are you taking secondaries?
So my secondaries, there's not a lot to choose from against Custodes. So I've gone for Herd the Prey and Rod because if Martin loses his Jetbikes, his speed is very much diminished. So I'm hoping that Herd will come into play later on in the game. Rod because Drukhari do Rod like all the time. And my third pick was really tough. The Custodes don't give up like any points really. So I've actually gone for the mission one, which is Vital Ground. So if I hold any objectives outside of my own deployment, I get 2. If I hold the objective in my opponent's deployment, I get 3.
Yeah, so you hold it to your command phase.
Yeah, I got at the beginning of my command phase if I hold it. Yeah. So I got to hold it for a turn basically. Not expecting a lot from that one, if I'm being honest, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to say is pre-game I spent 2 command points on Victor the Bug Games on my Unstoppable Shield Captain.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Because they're good.
Yeah. So terrain on the table today. All the runes as you see are obscuring. We've got the rocks in the middle as dense, and 2 bigger rocks at either end of the table, which are just line of sight blocking and not breachable, so you got to walk around. So I think that's about it for secondaries done, mission done. Army lists are down below in the description. So on this game, instead of doing the full length 2 hours sort of game, we're actually just going to do it my old school style, which is we'll do our movement phase, talk through at the end, do the shooting phase, talk through at the end. Same with fight phase and stuff like that, just to speed it up, because it's now gone 9 o'clock, and we've both got a tournament in the morning.
Martin needs his beauty sleep, because he's going to have a fight of his life tomorrow morning, so he needs to go to bed and get some sleep.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be a bit short about Port Avon, two more so hours.
It depends how many 4-ups you roll, mate.
I can't do deployment. Okay, so deployment's done. So for the Custodes, back here we have a Unit 3 Guard, the Jetbikes, the Storm Cannon, Telemon, all not touching terrain. Here, no Telemon with the Accelerator guns and Trajann, Telemon, Accelerator and Storm Cannon, the Shield Captain and the 3 Guard. So very much on the front line but hiding. So then on to Drukhari. Just talk through your deployment, George.
Yeah, so I've got my unit of Homunxites and the Homunculus back here behind the rock.
Yep.
I have a Blackheart Ravager here behind the obscuring terrain, and the Hellions are actually in the terrain because I couldn't fit them behind. I have a unit of 6 Reavers right here at the back, and a sneaky unit of Mandrakes just here underneath the ruin so they can't be seen. I have my Venom with my Incubi inside, my Reaper and my Raider with my Witches and my Succubus inside. Yep. And then up in space, I have my Tantalus using the Screaming Jet stratagem, and inside there are my Trueborn, my Archon, and my Court.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how many command points do you start with?
So I start with 8. I started on 9, but I spent 1 to put that in orbit.
So 8 for you, 9 for me.
Yeah.
So shall we roll for first turn?
Let's roll.
And who wants first turn, you or me?
You know, with this army I actually have Alpha, so yeah, I'd like first turn.
Okay, I will go first as well.
You want to go first as well, do you?
Yeah. 5.
1.
So 1.
First turn to Custodes.
Custodes turn 1. Any pre-game shenanigans for you?
None. No, that's
Makes a change.
Home, so, no.
Okay, Custodes turn 1 next. Okay, Custodes turn 1, and we've hit them hard. Really hard. So in the movement, Custode here rolled 6 on advance and got to the objective. Jetbike and Telemon are still off the terrain, not touching. Here, both Telemons just moved up with Trajann onto the objective. Here, front your guard rolled a 1 in advance. Spare CP rolled into a 1, so you stay there. These guys rolled a 3 on the advance, I believe, and I literally just made it onto the objective.
Yep.
Did check with George.
Yep.
And the shield captains advanced 20 inches, heading up into the Drukhari lines. He puts the fear of God in you.
Oh yeah, I'm terrified.
The fear of the Emperor.
Fear of the Emperor.
Fear of the Emperor.
I mean, in all but name, isn't it? Right
So that was movement into shooting phase, and everything's hidden. So that is the end of my turn. No charges.
Cool.
I scored 3 points on Stranglehold, and I still got 15 to the last.
Yep.
So into Drukhari, turn 1.
Let's try to do one.
Okay, Drukhari, end of movement phase.
End of movement phase.
He's pulled some jank.
I have. So I spent 2 CP at the start of my turn to do deadly rivals. So I pick a Hellion unit and a Reaver unit that are within 12 of each other. Both units get +1 to move and reroll hits in combat until my next turn. For that, I then moved my Hellions 15 inches. 1 Hellion was enough to get just over 1 of the Guardians. I then spent another 2 CP to do Eviscerating Flyby. So for each Hellion I've got in the unit, I roll a dice, and against infantry on a 4+, I cause a mortal wound, and I cause 6 mortal wounds to his Guardians. I kill 2 Guardians in the movement phase.
Because I don't get feel no pain in movement, only in psychic phase.
Yeah, no, that's stupid, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway.
Hurry up, new codex. Thank you.
Codex. I then moved my Homoxite and my Homunculus around here. Didn't advance, just moved them up a little bit. My Raider and my Reaper moved forward a little bit, so their noses are sticking out in order to take fire at the telemons.
Yep.
The Ravager backed up a little bit, so he could shoot off his bottom at the telemons.
Yep.
Succubus got out of the Raider and moved up to challenge the super duper Custodian shield captain.
Yep.
Venom with Incubi moved up here. I pre-measured, so I'm 18 inches away from these guys, so they can't charge me if they wanted to, just to remove that option from mine. And my Mandrakes did Rod over in that corner and just stayed where they were.
Yep.
And my Reavers moved over to here to be a bit of a threat later on in the game.
Yep. So that's the end of movement.
Yep.
So we'll come back at the end of the shooting phase. Okay, so end of shooting phase. Do you want to talk through what's happening
Yeah,
here?
so in the shooting phase, my Venom shot into the shield captain and did nothing.
Yep.
My Homoxite shot the Ossifactors and Hex Rifle into this squad, and I killed myself.
Yep.
The Reaper overcharged and shot into this Telemon and did 3 wounds to it and a wound to himself.
Yep.
The Ravager did a lot better. He went into the Telemon and did 8 wounds to the Telemon, which is pretty crazy.
Yep.
I think 8 wounds in total, you saved 1. Didn't
Yeah, I
you?
did some filler things.
So I've done 10 wounds to the Telemon in total.
Yes.
All my Hellions shot into the Captain and did 1 wound.
Yep.
So I did more damage moving over them than I did shooting them.
On the Telemon, I did play the Shadowkeepers -1 strength.
Yep, and then I vected it.
Yep. So it cost me 2 command points for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for the rest of the game. Yeah,
Yep.
it costs you 1 for the first time, but then
Yep.
if you want to use it again, it's 2 CP from now
Yep.
on. Because I can foresee you using that pretty much every turn.
Oh,
Pretty much, yeah.
that's quite nice.
Yeah, with my strength 8 lances everywhere.
Oh. So
that was it. Moving on to the charge phase.
Yes, do you know what you're in charge?
Yes, so the Succubus is going to charge this guy, and the Hellion is going to charge the Guardian over there and try and finish him off.
Yeah, so there's going to be no Overwatch. So we'll come back with charges.
Yep.
Okay, end of fight phase.
End of the fight phase, Hellions chopped up a Guardian.
I did kill 2 back.
Yep.
Because I spent 1 command point on Indomitable Guardians.
Yep.
To intervene for 1 command point.
Yep,
So
really good play. So yeah, 2 Guardians. I did pick up the Guardians there and managed to stop him holding that objective.
Yep.
The Succubus charged in here, and you used whatever the transhuman physiology is called for Custodes. So my triptych whip only wounded on 4s.
Yep.
I had a bit of a whiff and roll and rolled a lot of 1s to hit and wound.
Yep.
And only caused 2 wounds to him. So
Yep.
that wasn't very good.
Yes.
But she did cheekily use her Master Succubus ability to back out of combat 6 inches.
Yes.
After I completely forgot about it. But anyway, we took it back, and she is now tucked behind here.
She actually
failing.
She actually got left on 1 wound.
Yeah, she actually almost died, and then I suddenly remembered she didn't have to die. She can run away like a hero.
So, end of your turn. What are you scoring?
I am scoring none for her because I can't score at turn 1. And I'm currently holding 1 of the vital grounds, but I very much doubt I'm going to hold it at the beginning of my next command.
For sure you won't be.
Yeah.
But you've done 1 retrieve data.
I've I've done 1 retrieval terriers data, and at the moment I would be scoring 2 on herd because this guy is alive in my table quarter.
Yes. Okay. So on to turn 2. Yep. Custodes holding 2 objectives, scoring 10 on primary.
Yep.
So we'll come back with turn 2 golden boys. Okay, Custodes movement done. Jetbikes come out. Iron up to just throw this shit off. We've got a nice little 6-inch aura bubble going on here. Telemons on middle bracket. 1 unit guard have moved forward in the dense now, so you get the cover in there as well. And the other unit's got 1 model still touching and hiding. Jetbike captain's literally dived into the ship pen next to the succubus, hoping to wipe a lot of things out.
Yeah.
So into shooting phase. Okay, so end of shooting. Helion's died with telemon and bikes. Bikes shot a couple of reavers, killed 1 or 2.
Killed 1 and wounded 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the telemons, they killed the Ravager off.
Yep.
And the guard actually done 4 wounds as well.
Yeah, they did good.
Yep. So that's end of shooting phase. And into charges. Shield captain is going to multi-charge the Venom and the Succubus.
Okay.
Any Overwatch? Okay. So he's in, so we'll come back in the fight phase. Okay, so in the fight phase, and shit has happened.
Yes, shit has happened.
So, over here, Shield Captain went in. Failed to kill the succubus on 1 wound left.
Yeah, and she dealt 3 wounds back at you from Cursed Blade, or
Yep.
3 6s on her saves.
Yes. So then you did actually fight back. I transhumaned for 2 command points.
But I rolled 2 6s on her hits, which are precision blows, so they cause 2 mortals per hit.
Yeah.
So you took 4 mortal wounds.
And it killed him.
And killed him.
And I could have used Victor the Broke Games to reroll I Feel No Pain. So he died. So then I use Trajann's once per game 3 stratagem ability to do fight in death, even in death, sorry, which is an old one. It says you can fight back after the character is slayed.
Yeah.
So it's not worded that it mustn't already have fought, like the new ones.
Yeah. So basically, you tried to kill the succubus killed you back.
Yep.
And then when you died, you killed the succubus back.
Yes.
Yes.
So both died, but they done what you want to do.
Yep.
Cost 3 command points, but we got there.
We got there.
So end my turn. I still got 2 to the last. I scored another 3 points on Stranglehold up to 6.
Yep.
And I got Assassinate.
You did.
Up to 3 points on that.
Yep.
So then going into Drukhari turn 2, holding 1 objective for 5 points.
Yep.
And no vital ground.
No.
Denied. So Drukhari turn 2.
So the Tantalus descended.
Yeah.
So I spent a CP to deploy my court and my monk and my archon. After it descended, I forget what the stratagem's called. I can look it up quickly.
Everyone knows which one it is.
Everyone knows which one it is. It's the cheeky one. Doesn't matter. I deployed them afterwards, and then my court did Rod in this quarter.
Yep.
The Archon's just there because then he can provide, because it's a real space raid, he can provide rerolls to like this lot basically, as long as I stay within 6. The Blood Brides and the Incubi advanced up out of their raiders and their venoms to threaten this mid objective and fight over it. The then empty raiders and venom moved over to try and get line of sight onto the bikes.
Yep.
The Reavers moved over, did eviscerating flyby and caused 2 mortals on the flyover.
Yep.
And are now looking to try and do some damage in the shooting phase. The Reaper on 9 wounds moved over to here to draw a line onto the bikes. And the Tantalus with the Trueborn inside are just here, ready to try and do some damage to some of these telemons.
Yes.
Homoxites moved up, spread around. The homunculus regenerated one of them using Twisted Animator. So that's about it.
Yep. So come on, shooting. Drukhari.
Drukhari. So shooting was mixed. The Venom, Raider, Reaper, Heat Lance Reavers shot into the bikes and killed 2. Which isn't ideal, but it is what it is.
Still 170 points.
Still 170 points. The Tantalus fired everything into this Telemon and did 5 wounds.
Yes.
And I took 4 back at myself for Dark Technomancers.
Yay!
Yay! And what else happened? The Aquilas shot and did nothing.
You killed yourself with one.
I killed one of my own guys. I didn't do anything else. And the Trueborn shot. They just managed to pick up this telemon, dealing 4 wounds with blaster shots. So that was good. So that went my way. And now we're on to the charge phase.
Yes, so come back in a minute. Charge phase. Incubi have gone into the sword on the objective.
Yep.
Witches into this sword of 3.
Yep.
And jetbikes and jetbikes.
Yep.
So come back in the 5 phase. 5 phase. What's happened?
Incubi just chopped up the Custodians. So good. They're going to go up in points. There's no way they're staying at 80 points. Blood Brides almost killed the Custodians. Not quite enough to get through the armor save and the toughness. But I did knock enough off the objective, so now this objective is mine.
Yep.
Which denies Martins and primary, and I'm currently holding it for my priority vital ground. Sorry.
Yep.
End of my turn, I get Herd the Prey for 4 because my 2 halves are haven't got any enemy units in.
Yep.
And
over here, jetbikes in fight.
The Reavers charged in and did 2 wounds.
And then jetbikes sword back.
Yep.
Killed 4.
Yep.
So you got 1 left, and he rolled 1 on leadership.
I did. Like he just wants to stay there.
Yeah.
He wants to make you fall back and do stuff.
So end of turn, you get 4 on Hard Prey.
4 for Herd the Prey. I've done my other rod with my court in my quarter.
Yeah, so 4 points on that.
Yeah. And that's it.
And I'm down to 10 on 2 of the last now.
Yep.
And then going into turn 3 Custodes. Holding.
10 is your 2 objectives.
Yes, got a lot of second jetbikes.
Yep.
Okay, Custodian movements. Jetbikes staying in combat. Over here, telemons moved across, tucked in. Trajann is 9 inches away, or 10 inches, maybe 10 if it was. Telemon stood here. This guy tried getting out of combat. George rolled a 2, and I rolled a 3.
I have a net, so you're -1. You need to beat me.
So that's my plan fucked, because I was hoping get out of combat, shoot the telemon in, try and kill the witches off, and steal the objective with just my 1 guard. But we'll see what we can do, but a stranglehold's probably fucked this turn. So into shooting. Custodes turn 3.
Yep.
Jetbikes in combat did shoot because they're not vehicles, so shooting over here. All the storm cannons went into the court, and George rolled stupid, so I ended up killing 1
Ergo.
1 eagle. 3 damage a fucking shot.
What about the rockets? You didn't shoot the rockets.
Only 24-inch range.
You're shooting.
I'll see if I'm shooting in a sec.
Tantalus, yeah.
Trajann shot the Tantalus.
Almost did it.
Did you save it, did you?
Yeah, I saved it. It's my life show, 5+. Sorry, mate.
It's been boring. Here, Twin Accelerator killed the Incubi. That's it for shooting, so we'll come back after charges. So over here, Trajann failed his charge. CP reloaded it on the hope in a miracle, but still failed. But the telemon did make it in. So we start with the telemon, because that's the first charge in, and then it would go into ongoing combat. Okay, so in the combat, so the witches, well, the telemon
came in and stomped on 3.
Yeah.
And then the witches fought back, did 2 wounds to the Guardian.
Left on 1 wound.
Left on 1 wound, and then the Guardian. Oh no, and then the
jetbike killed the jetbike.
And then the Guardian swung back.
And he saved all 3.
Did 3. I saved all 3, and one of them was a 6. So I did a mortal wound back at him because of Cursed Blade, and that's what finished the Guardian off. It's dirty.
Back in Drukhari.
Roger, Cursed Blade's the best witch comp.
So end of turn 3, I'm still on 10 on 2 of the last. Don't score Stranglehold, and on 3 and Assassinate still. Going to George's turn 3.
I'm on 2 objectives.
Yep, and he scores Vital Ground.
I do, yeah.
Yes, for 3 points.
Yep.
So 10 primary, 3 on Vital.
2 points for Vital. It's only 2 if you hold. Yeah, it's only 2 for the middle objectives. It's,
okay, 2 on Vital Round.
Yeah.
So Drukhari next. Drukhari, turn 3.
So turn 3 movement, the Mandrakes came back from Elendriac, right in this quarter, and they're going to do Rod.
Yep.
The Venom and the Raider moved over here. The Witches fell back from combat and moved here, just behind the Ruin. Talos swung around.
Talos?
Oh no, I'm so used to playing Talos. Tantalus swung around here and is now on that objective, is going to shoot some shots. Rax moved up a little bit after regenerating 1 because of the homunculus, aiming to put some ossifactors into Trajann, and probably a hex rifle as well. Reaper just stayed where he was, going to put some shots into the Jetbikes over there. Archon moved up 8, ready to fire his blast pistol into the telemon, and the Court advanced.
Yep.
That's it.
Shooting next. Okay, Drukhari shooting done. We took some pain.
Took some pain. So let's do the fun one. So the ossifactors and hex rifles overcharged into Trajann, and one ossifactor got through and did 3 wounds to him. The blast pistol hit and wounded, but he passed his save on the telemon.
Yep.
The venom, again, venoms are better. Venoms are better. Killed 1 bike.
Yep.
The dark lance failed to do anything. The trueborn failed to do anything.
Trueborn failed to kill the bike.
Yeah.
Venom did.
The Venom did. Yeah, the Trueborn with 2 blasters and 14 splinter rifles did no wounds, and the Dark Lance failed to wound the Telemon.
Yeah.
But then the Tantalus got involved and dealt 12 wounds to the Telemon.
That is
pretty good. But took 3 wounds to itself.
Oh.
So.
So any charges can be happening?
Yeah, so the Court and the Archon are going to charge into Telemon, and I'm going to use my last CP to use Cruel Deception on the Witches to allow them to charge Trajann.
Yeah.
And the Tantalus is also going to charge your bike.
That's dirty shenanigans. Tantalus made into Jetbike, Witches made in on Trajann, and Court and Archon in on Dreadnought.
Yep.
Okay, so end of combat. Tantalus killed a Jetbike nastily. Over here, the telemons survived the Court and 2 rounds of attacks from the Archon.
Yep.
And Archon failed his Shadowfield on 2 wounds.
And I've got to do the Gin Blade. Oh no, he doesn't, he's fine.
Even with 2 wounds on Archon, he failed second saved.
Yep.
And then Trajann survived on 1 wound and then killed 3 witches back.
Yep.
So, end of your turn.
I score 4 for Herd.
Up to 8 points.
So up to 8 points on Herd. I've got another Rod.
Up to 8. And you're still on 2 on Vital.
Still 2 on Vital, but I'm on both the mid objectives at the moment.
Yes.
And I'm currently holding this one.
Yeah, so again, turn 4 Custodes, holding no objectives. So 0 on primary. Very bad. Custodian's turn. Trajann fell out of combat. I beat his roll, so I got to hide away. Telemon stayed in combat. Telemon's not moved. So shooting. Okay, so end of shooting. Telemon managed to clear off the witches. Telemon shot in combat, killed
A Slith and almost killed an Dawneagle, so
Yep.
that's 1 wound.
So that's end of shooting. So in charge phase, Trajann's can charge the Archon.
He fell back,
End of Custodian's turn. So ongoing combat. So you fight first.
Yeah, I'll fight with the Archon first.
Bollocks. Okay, so Archon rolled extremely well and actually killed the fucking Telemon.
Yeah.
Done 8 wounds.
Yeah.
So that is end of my turn. Don't score any points. My 2 last goes down to 5 points. I'm pretty sure we could just talk what's going to happen here.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to turn 4.
Turn 4, these guys move up and finish him off.
On 1 wound.
On 1 wound. Basically, my Trueborn will get out of there onto the objective, and the Tantalus and the Trueborn will shoot everything into his 2 wounded Telemon.
And kill Kevin.
And then the Tantalus will charge.
Right, he's on 2 wounds.
Yeah, so basically all this and this is going to shoot and charge this on 1 wound. The Tantalus and the Trueborn are going to shoot and charge the Telemon on 2 wounds.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be on every objective, and you're not going to have anything left.
No. So we'll just work out what the final scores would be end of round 5.
Yep.
Okay, so the final scores at end of turn 5 would be 95 to Drukhari,
Yep.
39 to Custodes.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to the end game chat. Okay, so that's it, and it's a spanking for the Telemons.
Yeah. Just too much firepower.
Yes.
Too much firepower.
Every model I lost hurts.
Yeah.
I started off well, in fairness, but
Yeah.
it's quickly went downhill.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with Custodes. Is like once you start losing units, you lose a big chunk of your army, and you just lose the utility to do stuff like score or deny or kill. So
I don't feel I could have done much else different, to be honest.
No, rolled a bit better on some of your shooting for your telemon maybe, but yeah, it's just a 9th versus 8th codex, and Custodes really struggle against Drukhari anyway. It's not a great matchup for them. Their main advantages are kind of negated by the fact that my guns are poison and dark lances, which like basically any dark lance that goes through just kills something. So really hoping that Custodes get an update soon, because I love Custodes, and I'm actually planning on buying an army myself. So
I really hope Jetbikes get the ability fullback shoot charge.
probably get Strat that does it. I would have thought.
They
I
need
mean, there's loads of stuff you could do with them. I'd really like to see on the like Guardians and the Valoris, like anyone with like a spear-esque weapon or like the Castellan axe. I'd like them to have like 2 profiles of attacks. One that's like a piercing strike or a cleaving strike.
Yeah.
That is flat 3 damage or something. Like you just use their base attacks, but then they also get a sweep where they like double the number of attacks they make.
Prod.
Yeah, but it's also like 1 damage each. But so basically that every Custodian can either do like horde clearance or like chop something in half.
Yeah.
Like I really like that, and I think
like
that's
the Space Wolves dreads can.
yeah,
And
like yeah,
strike or
yeah, like and just buff all their stats. Like they should have, in all honesty, they should have things like permanent transhuman or permanent -1 damage or feel no pain across the board against everything. Like these are literally the Emperor's finest warriors. So any buff that Space Marines get, they should get. Like and then some. Like
I think what I'd like as well is like the bodyguard rule for all the characters.
yeah.
For any Custodian unit.
Yeah.
I think that works with the law a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I think maybe have bodyguards on maybe certain units, maybe like the Valoris Custodians or the Wardens, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, but I mean the whole point of the Custodians is they're all lions, aren't they? So they're technically like all characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm really looking forward to seeing what the new codex brings. It's hinted at the winter. Hopefully it'll come out and we'll get some really juicy stuff for the coolest elite army in the game.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm going to be taking a lot of Custodians back to Camorra and making you fight in the arenas because it's fun. So you can, in the name of the Emperor, in a pit of despair for the rest of time.
Have you played this Highlander list before? Or was this first game?
First game.
So thoughts on your Highlander?
I like it. It's fun. Like
Are you happy Tantalus?
Hey, he survived. It's the second time I've used him. He survived all game. The shooting, I'm not. I mean, he did a lot of damage to the Telemon, but he also did 8 wounds to himself. So, like, it's okay. It's just fun and it looks good. But the usual suspects were good. The Homoxites did what they do. They just stayed and didn't die. The Reaper was okay. Ravager was very good. Venoms and Raiders are always good. Witches were pretty good as well. Incubi are crazy. Like you can see why you have like 3 of them in every army.
The Court was pretty good, I thought, as well.
Yeah.
The amount of wounds.
Yeah, Court are crazy good. Like Court are so durable for their points as well. They're only like 16 to 18 points each. For
yeah, because I was doing 3 down shots in. All it takes is one feeling of pain, and you're negating another shot.
Yeah, you're just sucking up another shot. And obviously with Blackheart, they get +1 to the powerful pain, so they turn on their 5-up invul on turn 3, which makes them a lot more durable. And they're just great to babysit the Archon, especially like the Smash Archon that gets Hatred Eternal and re-roll everything. Makes him able to kill things like a Telemon in combat.
Took him fucking 3 rounds of fighting.
3 rounds of combat, yeah, but he still did it. And there's not many Drukhari characters that can besides Trajann. But
so I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Obviously we're gonna have our game tomorrow.
Yeah.
So depending on how it goes, it'll be splashed on Instagram or not.
Yeah, wolves. Bring on the wolves.
At least I've got a taste of your list now.
Yeah, so you got an advantage. I don't know.
You faced my list.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're even then. There you go.
I actually beat his list.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat my LGT list. There you
Yeah.
go. You're the only one that beat my LGT list.
Because you didn't paint
I
one
didn't
card by one.
I didn't paint a dark lance.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Points make prices. I'm taking it. So that's it for this week. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe down below.
Yep.
One thing we could mention is the bodyguard rule in combat with
Yeah,
With a bit what
the wording on it's a bit weird. So there's an argument to be made that you can't shoot the Archon because I'm within 3 inches of the bodyguard.
Yeah. You know, it's like engagement.
Even though we're all
engaged.
and it's in engagement range.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I kind of play it as if we're all in there, then it's just shoot whoever you want.
Yeah.
But I don't.
So if you've got any thoughts or know anything about that, stick it down in the comments below.
Yeah.
But until next week, cheers and go on.
Bye.